So friends, in continuation with the reproduction in organism, the first chapter of your +2 syllabus regarding asexual reproduction, we have to go through vegetative propagation. You know, a plant has vegetative parts. Say the root, stem, leaves and reproductive part. Reproductive parts, that is the flower. So when a new plant is produced either from the root or stem or leaf of the plant, it is called vegetative propagation. Now, means vegetative part of the plant. Now, vegetative propagation may be two types. One is the natural vegetative propagation. Other is the artificial vegetative propagation. So natural means what? When naturally the vegetative part of any plant produce new plant. Artificial means when the human being is using different methods for vegetative propagation. So now we go to the vegetative propagation, natural. Okay? Natural vegetative propagation. Now, say the new plant can be produced from any vegetative part of the plant. Say the roots. So normal roots in some trees, they produce buds, and these buds grow, and the growing part come above the soil and form the new plant, new tree like. You can say Dalbergia, a very good timber, guava, the well-known plant guava, and Albizia. In these trees and these plants, say the normal roots, they are producing buds, and these buds grow into the new plant. Say adventitious root, you can say adventitious root. Say sweet potato. You know sweet potato? इसको कॉमनली हम बोलते हैं शकरकंद. Sweet potato, tapioca, say asparagus. These are the plant where adventitious root that produce the, you can say, new plant. Now, along with root, the stem of many plant, stem. You know, large number of modified stems are found underground, aerial, subaerial. So, stem, that is, say sucker. Sucker is very good modified stem. The example goes to chrysanthemum. And mint. In these plants, suckers are modified stem that produce new plant. Say in corn also corms are modified underground stem. The corms are, say, gladiolus, colocasia. These are corms, and from corms the new plant is produced. You know, tuber. The two very famous example of tuber, at least one, which is very economical plant also, that is potato. Potato which we eat, that is modified tuber stem. And from potato tuber, the new plant is produced. Then, yeah, potato tuber, and that is artichoke. These two plants are modified tuber. The stem is modified into tuber, and the tuber produce new plant. Then you see rhizome. Rhizome, the banana, ginger, say turmeric, and these plants, they are having rhizome and they are producing new plant. Now, say corn, sugar, so these are the modified plants stem, where new plant is produced by modified stem. One more is the adiantum. Adiantum, that is called to be the working fern. There is a pteridophyte. Here also the rhizome that produce new plant. Now, one more important plant is Eichhornia. That is called to be water hyacinth. The stem modified is offset that produce new plant. So these are the various type of modified stem. They are producing new plant. Now, the third one vegetative part is the leaf. Leaves are another vegetative part, and two very exceptional example of the leaf that is producing the new plant. The leaf buds are produced. Say bryophyllum. Bryophyllum, then kalanchoe. These are the plants from where the leaves are producing new plant. It's my pleasure to show you the plant Bryophyllum. Bryophyllum is very common plant that is being grown in our lawns, our gardens. The leaves, they are producing bud. Now usually what happens when the Bryophyllum mature leaf falls on the ground, the buds are produced. But there is one species that is called Bryophyllum diagrammontianum. This is the species and which is before you, that is this Bryophyllum plant. It is Bryophyllum diagrammontianum, where the buds, you can see the buds in this leaf and this leaf, almost all the leaves they are producing bud. So in this plant, this species, the buds are produced from the intact leaf, means the leaf is still present on the plant, attached with the parent plant, it produces the bud. So very good example of this. That is the vegetative propagation by stem, root and leaf. Now come to the artificial propagation. Artificial vegetative propagation. You know, some plants, they are unable to reproduce either by producing seed or by natural vegetative propagation. So, for example, goes to the sugar cane. Sugar cane, rarely they produce flower, and the sugar cane never produce seed. So, how it can be propagated? You know, the sugar cane is the very main crop, the crop for sugar production, the very essential diet. So, this sugar cane cannot produce seed. It cannot be produced by asexual means, and naturally it is not reproduced. Then there is artificial vegetative propagation. The three methods are there for artificial propagation. Say one is cutting. Cutting means cut the part of plant and it will produce new plant. Say cutting, there is the Stem cutting. Stem cutting, very common. Yeah, essentially only one mode of reproduction in sugar cane. Say rose. Here stem cutting is being used. Now in stem cutting, the cutting is made in very specific way. Now I can cite here only one way. Say how cutting is done. When a twig, mature twig is taken, it is cut obliquely. Why? Because of by oblique cutting, whatever hormones are produced, they will reach to the pointed end. The hormone concentration will cause rooting in the cutting, and the new plant is produced. And when you have a process of cutting, you must know that at least one bud, yeah, few bud must be present on the stem. Then it will produce new plant. Very common sugar cane, rose, bougainvillea, etc. Now, then come to layering. What is layering? Layering is Layering is actually when a mature twig, mature branch of the plant is cut from the few centimeters away from the base, making a ring. The bark is removed, and when bark is removed, and after removal the bark, here is the clay. A clay is pasted here. The clay, sometimes questions are being asked, what is the composition of clay? So in this clay, there is two parts clay, one part cow dung and one part straw. It is being pasted here and then it is bind here. Now you see, from this type of layering, the roots are produced here and the branch is being cut and planted in the soil. The new plant is produced. Sometimes it is not possible to bring down the branches up to the soil. So there is the same process adopted in the air. इसको बोलते हैं, that is air layering, or it also called booty. Yeah, you can say booty. Here also in the air new plant can be produced. That is layering. And then grafting. Grafting means the part of a plant is joined with the part of other plant. That is grafting. Usually a plant which is not in good quality but available in large amount, it is used on which the good quality of plant is grafted. Say, suppose it's a general plant. We have to now graft here the twig of a good plant. So you can cut the base stem of the plant. It is called stalk, on which a twig of mature plant of good variety of plant is here cut. Now you see, here it is bent, and due to the growth, or you can say secondary growth, this is joint, and an old variety of plant or not good variety of plant is now having a branch of very good variety. Then a new plant is produced. Here the question are being asked, this grafted part is called to be scion. The questions are there, if the flower is produced, or you can say the fruit is produced, this flower or fruit will belong to which type of plant? So it is the scion. Cyan is producing the flower, the fruit, whatever the good product of the plant. It is by cyan, that is belong to cyan, not to the stalk. Stalk is only the supporting system where roots are found, and roots are supplying almost all the material to the plant. So that is the different type of, you can say, vegetative propagation. Now, a very specific information about the cutting. So, usually stem cutting is used. Sometimes root cuttings are also used. That can grow into new plant. Sometimes leaf cuttings are also used. Say leaf cutting. Leaf cutting in Sansevieria. Sansevieria. In this plant, the leaf cutting, if leaf is being cut into parts and sown in this soil, it will produce new plant. Root cutting. Root cutting, that is the lemon, raspberry, all these plants. Here, the root cutting is used to propagate a new plant. So that is about the vegetative propagation of plant, angiospermic plant. Then you see the other type of reproduction, that is sexual reproduction, will be discussed in the next time. Okay, thank you.